Good morning, boys and girls. My name is Mr. Burden.
Good morning, boys and girls. I'm Mr. Wall, and today we're bringing you a conversation about the zoo. Now, this comes at an interesting time. As a Fort Wayne Zoo pass holder myself, I recently got an email saying that the zoo was closed for a time and they would be not honoring entrance into the zoo. And it made me really sad because I love the zoo. I love taking my daughter to see all the animals. And so we thought, what better way to honor the zoo and the majesty that it brings than having you create one? So we're sharing with you a book called The Fibonacci Zoo. And it's this really fascinating story about this Italian man born about 1170. And he loved math. His name was Fibonacci, and he came up with a sequence of numbers that, when added together, they add together to make the next number. I won't spoil anything for you because I want you to read the book. It's a great read and it's a lot of fun and goes along with animals in the zoo. Mr. Burden's going to take it away to talk to you about the challenge today.
So, as you're designing a zoo, similar to thinking about maps that you would have like at an amusement park or at a fairground where things are organized and set up in different places, we want you to think about if you were the organizer of a zoo, what animals would you have in your zoo? Maybe think about some of the places where these animals live, like if you have an Africa area or a North America area where the animals that would fit in those regions. Also thinking about the layout of where things would be, even some of the shops that you would have, or maybe a food court that you would include, or an aquarium that would be separate or to the side of the zoo. But thinking about how your zoo would be set up, and then even thinking about the spaces that you would need. As you consider like how much space a giraffe would need in your zoo, as opposed to a place where maybe you're looking at foxes that you would have in your zoo. Thinking about just kind of the setup of how much space for each of those animal enclosures. So as you're designing your zoo, we would encourage you to start looking up some of the different zoos that are around the United States. Mr. Wall mentioned about the Fort Wayne Zoo that's pretty close nearby, but there's other zoos that are phenomenal that offer different unique features. I think about the Indianapolis Zoo and about their orangutan exhibit and all that they have there. But then I also think about the Columbus Zoo in Ohio, or even the North Carolina Zoo. And so when I think about these different zoos, they offer different features. Their layouts are very different. So as you consider your zoo, we want you to dream up of how you would design it. Think about the animals. You can draw it out on paper and you can kind of just sketch out your ideas. Or if you want to even create like a model of your zoo using different toys, different cutouts, things that you have around the house to be able to make your zoo a unique feature as you guys design and create what you would do if you were the organizer of a zoo. So have a lot of fun with this today, and we will see you again back tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Have fun, boys and girls.